Great traders don't win through analysis, they win by surviving. Ghost in the chart warmly welcomes you, ladies and gentlemen. I started trading like everyone else, dreaming of the day I could wake up whenever I wanted, stroll into a cafe, open my laptop, place a few trades, earn a couple dozen dollars, then shut it all down and go out to enjoy life. It all seemed like the perfect life of freedom and ease. But trading isn't like in the movies. It's more like a battlefield in your mind where the enemy is invisible. All you see are numbers flashing on a screen. There are no knives, no guns, only sharper weapons like ego, greed, and fear. Asterisk I used to analyze everything meticulously, spending hours mocking support and resistance, using moving averages, RSI, Fibonacci levels, and candlestick patterns. I studied like a scientist trying to uncover the formula for success. But then I realized the problem wasn't knowledge, it was execution. I knew where to place stop losses, where to take profits, how to identify trends. But when it came time to enter a trade, I forgot everything. Asterisk my mind stopped analyzing. All that remained were emotions, fear of losing money, the greed to recover, and a voice whispering in my ear. This time will be different. I began overtrading, one trade after another like a runaway machine. The more I traded, the deeper I sank. The longer I kept going, the less I won and the more I lost. But I didn't stop. Asterisk I didn't realize I was destroying myself. Then one day, I looked at my account, and there was nothing left, just a cold, empty zero. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I quietly turned off the screen, sat in the dark, and asked myself where I went wrong. The answer didn't come that day. It came slowly, through sleepless nights, through rereading old journal entries, every wrong click, every time I broke my own rules. And when the answer appeared, it was so simple it choked me. Great traders don't win because they analyze better. They win because they survive. A trader who survives knows how to wait. Wait until the market is clear. Wait to choose the right opportunity instead of chasing everyone. Wait when the mind is a mess. Walk away from the screen when emotions are high. And above all, know exactly what they're doing. I started again from zero, but this time, not with the excitement of a dreamer, but with the clarity of someone who had hit rock bottom. I wasn't chasing a 90% win rate anymore. I didn't hunt trades every hour. I learned patience. I learned to wait. I learned to survive. And from that moment on, trading stopped being a game. It became a path of survival. A path of understanding myself before trying to understand the market. I once met an older trader, nearly 10 years my senior. We met at a quiet trading meetup. No grand stage, no big event, just a few chairs and cups of black coffee with no sugar. He didn't talk much, but when he did, the whole room went silent. Not because he was a guru, but because what he said, everyone had lived through, but never put into words. I'll never forget his first sentence. Anyone can analyze, surviving after you're wrong. That's what matters. He told me he used to trade like he was invincible. In the beginning, he kept winning. His account tripled in just a few weeks. He thought he had uncovered the market's secret. Then in one night, he lost nearly everything on a gold short with no stop loss. He believed the market would turn around. He believed so hard, he deposited more money just to hold on, hoping to recover what was lost. But the market doesn't care about your emotions. It moved like a silent storm and wiped everything clean. What scared him most wasn't the money he lost, but losing himself afterward. He couldn't look at charts for a whole month. He couldn't read a single line of news. The ping of price alerts sent his heart racing and his hands trembling. He said, That's when I realized analysis didn't save me. Knowledge didn't protect me. The only thing that kept me alive was clarity and the will to survive. I looked at him and I understood. Trading isn't like other jobs. It doesn't forgive loss of control. You can't be emotionally chaotic and expect your account to stay intact. You can't overtrade and expect your capital to still breathe. You can't trade without a stop loss and pray the market will be merciful. And the cruelest part is, all of that is your own doing. I used to think a great trader was the best analyst. But after years and many scars, I learned a great trader is the one left standing after hundreds of better analysts are gone. Not because they knew more, but because they could control themselves when everything went wrong. I remember the time I lost 5 trades in a row. None were big, but they were all wrong. I wanted to recover it all in one massive trade. As my finger hovered over the button, my heart pounded so hard my chest ached. Then I remembered what a friend once said. Every time you want to recover is the moment you're trading with emotion, not with strategy. And trading doesn't tolerate emotion. I closed the trade. I shut the laptop. I stepped onto the balcony and took a deep breath. For the first time, I did what I needed to do, not what I wanted to do. And you know what? I didn't score a big win after that, but I didn't lose more either. I still had my account. I was still in the game. I had survived. That was the first time I truly understood analysis won't save you. Discipline will. Clarity will. A stable mind will. Great traders don't win because they guess the trend. They win because they don't let themselves suffocate when the market turns against them. They win because they know when to walk away to protect their heart from being crushed again. And I learned to survive from them, little by little. Each mistake wrapped in silence, each lesson written by the numbers. On my balance, I'm not fast, but I'm still here, still able to tell you this story, which means I survived. And that is the greatest win no chart can display. If you've made it this far and this story touches you, don't forget to like and share the message. If you think someone needs to hear this, send it to them so they don't have to wander lost like I did. Thank you so much. There's a painful truth that took me years to accept. The biggest enemy in trading isn't the market, it's yourself. I don't say that to sound philosophical. I say it because I've been that person. I was the enemy of my own account. I believed if I read the indicators right, analyzed deeply, followed the news closely, I'd have a solid chance in this game. I was wrong. The chart didn't kill me. Bad analysis didn't kill me. My emotions did, slowly, silently, like an old friend whispering, just one more trade to be sure. See, if we had gone a bit bigger, we'd have nailed the target. This time, it's definitely going our way. I listened. I overtraded. I increased size while in drawdown to recover faster. I removed stop losses thinking the market would turn. I stayed up 3 nights waiting for one trade to return to entry. I skipped dates, lost sleep, stared into the mirror, not recognizing the person I'd become, all because of one wrong click. No one forced me. No one punished me. It was me, the only one responsible. One day, I couldn't take it anymore. I opened my entire trading history and quietly looked back. I wasn't angry at the market. I was sad. Sad to see my past self chasing wins without learning how to protect myself. I remember the words of a trader who survived to decades in the game. Wins and losses are normal. But if your mind fails, your account will follow. I started asking myself, what do I really want from trading? Is it money? If it's just money, there are other ways to earn it freely. If this is freedom, then why am I still bound by every red and green candle? It was about proving myself. But who was I trying to prove it to? I realized I wasn't fighting to beat the market, I was fighting to control myself. I had gone too far trying to be right in every analysis, forgetting the most important thing. No one is right forever in this world. Only those who can manage their own mistakes survive. I started to scale down. I placed fewer trades. I accepted stop losses as a natural part of the game. I no longer felt pain taking small profits. I felt a quiet joy because I had stopped forcing the market to give me what it didn't want to give. I began to understand that trading is a game of the mind, not just a game of numbers. You can have a brilliant strategy, but without discipline, it's a double-edged sword. You can win 10 trades, but if you lose control on the 11th, you can still lose everything. And when you lose because of yourself, that pain cuts deeper than any wrong analysis. It makes you doubt your own being when you lose faith in yourself. Even if the market presents endless opportunities, you won't be able to enter a game with a clear mind. I've stood at that edge, where I had to choose keep self-destructing or start to live again. I chose to live again, not with glamour or greatness, just by opening my chart each day, looking at my familiar USD pairs, and taking a deep breath. I whispered to myself, I don't need to win today. I just need not to lose to myself. I did that every day, like a small ritual. A gentle reminder that trading isn't about conquering the market. Trading is the journey of overcoming yourself. And those who succeed at that are the ones still standing in the end. The days I didn't trade were the days I grew the most. I used to fear days without opportunity. I feared flat charts, calm markets, the feeling of doing nothing while others made huge wins and losses. I used to open my charts every morning like an addiction, even when there was no setup. I still entered trades. I just couldn't stand the feeling of being left out. I used to think every opportunity was gold, and missing one meant losing everything. But now I look back and realize the days I didn't trade were the days I matured the most. Because in that silence, I truly saw myself. No signals, no action, just me facing the craving to trade. I realized I was addicted not to trading itself, but to the illusion of control it gave me. Trading made me believe that if I entered correctly, I could control the market. And when I stayed out, I felt small, useless, no longer the one in control. That feeling was unbearable. But then I learned to accept it. I learned to look at the market without needing to act, to observe, not to profit, but to listen to the market's rhythm, to listen to my own inner voice. I remember a day when gold moved sideways the entire morning. I stared at the chart for 3 hours without placing a single trade. You know what? I used to think that was a wasted day, but it was actually a silent victory. I won over myself not because I guessed the trend correctly, but because I didn't force the market to give me something it never intended to. I started journaling more carefully, even recording the days I didn't enter a trade, the reasons I stayed out, the emotions that rose as I watched an opportunity pass. At first, it was anxiety, then regret, then peace. I slowly understood that not trading is still a form of trading because it's a decision, and every decision matters equally. The market doesn't always offer opportunities, and I don't have to be in every battle. I only need to enter when I am truly ready, and when the market is too. Like a soldier who doesn't draw his sword at every sound, but only strikes when the moment is right. I remember once skipping a setup because the signal wasn't clear. Right after, the price shot in the exact direction I had predicted. Regret surged like a wave. I nearly jumped in mid-trend just so I wouldn't miss out. But I stopped. I asked myself, am I entering this trade because I see a real opportunity, or because I want to prove I was right? The answer was obvious, and I stayed out. That trade might have won, but I became a little wiser because I chose the harder thing to do nothing. In trading, growth doesn't always come from winning. Sometimes it comes from knowing when to walk away. Walk away when emotions surge. Walk away when your mind isn't clear. Walk away when the market is uncertain. Walk away so you can survive. I learned to respect silence not because I feared action, but because I understood the value of knowing when not to act. On the days I didn't trade, I no longer saw myself as useless. I saw myself as steady, and steadiness is the foundation for lasting in this profession. Survival is both a gift and the only path forward. There was a time I believed trading was the road to wealth. After all, who enters the market without the dream of making money? But after many losses, I realized the winners aren't the best analysts. Not the ones who can read charts perfectly. They're not the ones with the most complex indicators either. The winners are the survivors, and survival is never an accident. It's the result of patience, of doing seemingly meaningless things every single day, checking the news, reviewing your trading journal, focusing on every candle, asking yourself if your mind is sharp enough today to trade. And some days, the answer is no. So I turn off the screen. That's not weakness. That's the strength of someone who knows how to protect themselves. A good trader is not someone who's always right, but someone who knows when they're wrong and stops in time. I used to overtrade all the time. After a losing trade, I'd jump right back in. After a win, I'd want more. Always thinking just a little more until I lost it all. One time, I watched my account drop to just a few dollars. My heart went empty. I sat there for hours without opening a single chart. But instead of quitting, I opened my journal. I wrote, "Today, I let my emotions control every decision, but I'm still alive, and I will return." That was the moment I knew I would continue. But as someone knew, traders aren't trained to win. Traders must forge themselves to not self-destruct. And only after surviving those collapses do you begin to truly understand the market. Not because you read the trend right, but because you know when to protect your capital and when to let go of your ego. Now, I don't need explosive gains to feel fulfilled. I just need to hold my ground each day, not trade recklessly, not chase emotions, not try to prove anything, just survive, just keep my mind clear. And to anyone starting out, dreaming, or suffering from early losses, remember this: you don't need to win fast. You just need not to fall too soon. Trading isn't a dream of wealth. It's a journey through yourself to truly see who you are. Every trade is a choice, and if you choose correctly, not according to price movement, but according to principle, you've already won. The victory of the mind is the real victory. Thank you for staying with me until the very last word. If you see a part of yourself in this story, then we're alike. We are both learning to survive in this world full of temptations and trials. Keep following this channel for the next videos, where I'll share more untold stories about pain, lessons, and how an ordinary person can still go far if they know how to stay grounded. Because sometimes, the best trader isn't the one who wins the most. It's the one who knows how to stop losing.